Négy csak, mi bújt itt elő?
Megjött a mulatság! Geci! Nesze! Na mi van? Csak nem hagy el a mertet.
Do you need some help?
There's work to be done. Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Henry, can you hear me?
Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Teresa?
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back. You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Tamburg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines. After that, what did I have to live for?
Don't say that. There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robard. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised Sir Radek he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea. Oh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak. Good morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humour back. You must be better. My uncle will be glad to hear it. I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill. My uncle's miller Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzig?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzig, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. That's a good deal of coin you owe him.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. My God.
Better a fortnight in bed than an eternity in the grave. If it weren't for my uncle, you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care of me here.
My name's Peshek, and I'm the miller here. You've already met my niece, Teresa. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo. And talking of you being at death's door, while you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter, who came now and again to keep you alive with his potions. That quack doesn't come cheap. I paid him what I could, but I still, that is, you still owe him.
I see. Well, it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
You won't pay for that shoveling manure. I might have a better job for you. And it's not something any fool can do. If you prove to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
Well, what would you need from me?
A trifle. Just to take something from someone and bring it to someone else. And not get caught while you're doing it.
That sounds straightforward enough. Except for not get caught. Why would anyone want to catch me?
Oh, don't worry. It's just a job like any other. Only this one requires, let's say, the right moral disposition. Do corpses bother you?
No honourable man should touch them. That's the executioner's job.
Did you expect I'd give you a hoe and send you out to the fields? You can dig all right, but somewhere else. I want to know whether you're going to hide behind some stupid fucking scruples, or if you might be useful for more unconventional work.
I was prepared for just about anything, but that's a bit much. But go on. Tell me more.
Listen, it's about this ring my mate Wojciech, the Kohelnitz miller, had his eye on. Trouble is, they buried the ring by the gibbet along with the villain they hung while he was wearing it.
Jesus Christ. You want me to dig up a corpse, take a ring from it, and give it to your friend in Kohelnitz? Is nothing sacred to you?
Money first, morals later. That fellow is dead. He won't miss it. Whatever bleeding heart came up with the idea that it's disrespectful to disturb a corpse never read the Bible. It's still a human body, only it's missing a soul. Why be disgusted by something created by God?
I think I've already heard more than I need to know. You've got the tongue of the devil himself. If you tried hard enough, I bet you could justify sodomy with a goat.
Watch your mouth, boy. There's a shovel here around the mill somewhere. If there's any problem, come and see me. And here's something on the side to make you dig better.
Thanks. I'll need it. I can't believe I've come to this. Digging up corpses.
Oh, and watch out for the executioner and his hounds. They're pretty savage. And I don't just mean the dogs. You can just throw them some meat. The dogs, that is. But the executioner? Well, don't vex him. Take care now.
Good health to you.
What kind of governor is Sir Hanush?
He's strict but just. Thank God for him. He don't get mixed up in nothing like that Sir Radzig, so you don't see no one attacking us.
What's life like in Rattay?
We got sturdy walls and 2 castles to protect us. There's not many towns have that. And we got everything we need here. We got an apothecary, a swordsmith, an armourer. We got a beautiful church and fine alehouses.
How do the Rattay folk get on with the refugees?
Don't even talk to me about it. I wish that rabble was gone. I know they've met with misfortune, but here they do nothing but thieve and make problems.
Have you heard anything about the Cumans in Sigismund's army?
Everywhere they go, they pillage, rape, and slaughter, or so the tales have it. Of course, all armies do that, but them barbarians take pleasure in it. May the Lord watch over you.
Can you tell me...
What about the Skalitz folk?
God sent them to punish us for our sins. They don't work, they just idle around begging. And you want to keep a close eye on your belongings when they're around. I'll be glad to see the back of them.
That's all.
Good luck to you. Try unlocking this trunk. Hold the lockpick in your right hand and use it to feel out the tumbler. In your left hand, you hold the blade. Got it? Good. Now turn the whole lock with the blade, but don't stop holding the tumbler with the pick. Otherwise, you'll be fucked and you'll have to start all over again. You're a dab hand, Hal. Make something out of you yet. But remember, this trunk's only for practice. With real locks, you have to watch out for the pick. Try it a few more times if you like. Then good luck with the real thing.
Where can I find a shovel?
There's one right outside, leaning against the cart.
Farewell.
Good health to you.
Can you tell me...
That's all.
God be with you.
Have you eaten yet?
Yes, it was very good. Did you bake it yourself?
I did. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Henry, I'm so glad to see you.
What actually happened to you in Skalitz? I mean, during the attack and... well, you know.
That's a long story. Not a very cheerful one. Are you sure you want to hear it now?
I do.
All right, then. It was a day like any other. Another ordinary day in my ordinary life. I awoke at first light, before the others. I like those kind of mornings best. When the first rays of sunshine quickly drive away the nighttime cold.
Hello, you. Come here.
And the breeze carries the scent of dew-covered grass and the bloom of spring.
Oh, look at you.
Aren't you a nice boy? I wanted to get my chores done before the rest of the household was up. And this morning seemed made for that very purpose.
Right, better get to work. I have to feed the hens, weed the garden, feed Tinker. I'd better get it all done before Papa is up.
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this.
I must bring Tinker a piece of meat. That'll be a nice treat.
Look what I've got for you. You'll love this. That's a good boy. That's my boy. That should do it. The garden is looking how it should again. Here, chickie, chickie, chickie. Here. Here you are, girls. Fill your beaks.
You're like a lost soul. Teresa?
What do you need, Papa?
Go up and see the blacksmith. He made some nails for me. Here's some coin.
All right. Anything else while I'm at it?
No, unless you want to stop off at the market and buy some supplies. And before you go, wake Samuel. The boy's still lying in bed and won't stir. He ought to follow your example and Stibor's. You two don't have to be pushed to work. Well, at least he's still better than that good-for-nothing's Bishek. The lazy wretch. A helper like that isn't worth a damn. If it weren't for his father, God rest his soul, I'd have thrown him out on his ear long ago.
Aye, he's an idler, that one. And he'd hardly give you the time of day, never mind a kind word.
God will reward him in kind one day. Mark my words. You could tell him to get his ass to work, too.
Right. Go for nails, send Samuel and Zabishek to work. If it's at all possible.
Aye, just so. Oh, and Teresa, once you've done all your chores for the day, I've a little surprise for you.
A surprise, Pa? Don't you want to tell me about it now?
Curiosity killed the cat. What kind of surprise would it be if I told you, girl?
Oh, all right. Sammy, get up. It's broad daylight, and the birds are singing.
Yeah, I'm up.
Have a bite to eat before going to the mine.
All right, Ma. You don't have to treat me like a child. Looks like it'll be nice today, eh? I could go to the pond fishing.
But you have to go to work.
I know. But maybe I can slip off after lunch.
There'll be no slipping off. You know very well Nemoy has been complaining about you.
What, about dropping that pail on Tonda's head? It was an accident.
Not the first accident you've had, though, was it?
Well, there you go, then. If I leave early, nothing will happen to anyone. And you can cook the fish for lunch tomorrow.
You silly sod. All you ever do at the pond is lie around. The only thing you'll catch is more trouble from the mine master when he finds out. Well, if you're not a child, you can sort it out yourself with Nemoy.
Don't I always?
God be with you.
How's it going, Stibor? Do you need anything?
No, I'll just be hanging around the mill today, carrying sacks of flour and that. And in the afternoon, I'll go and check the fish trap. Then me and Pa have some matters to attend to in the evening.
What matters?
It's nothing to worry your pretty little head about, sister.
Oh, yeah. The Millers and their secret matters.
Aye, it's something like that.
Pa says you're idle, and if you carry on like that, he'll throw you out.
Ah! Why would he do that? Then he'd be left only with Stibor, and Stibor's not going to break his back working either.
Listen, Zabishek. Pa's not happy with you, and if he says you're idling, you'd better make a bit of effort. I'm only telling you for your own good. You wouldn't want to lose your job now, would you?
You lot are always going on about work as if it was a blessing from heaven. All right. I'll get to work. Anything for a bit of peace.
That's more like it. You'll see it doesn't hurt.
Hey.
That's really quite a pile of hay you have.
You're telling me there's no end to the stuff.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I ain't the youngest, truth be told, but I can still handle one cartload of hay.
I hope so. It's just that it seems like there's no end to it at all.
Indeed. I'd rather see it all burn to ashes than keep breaking my back here for all eternity.
No sign of the blacksmith. Where can he be?
Jesus Christ be praised. How may I serve you?
Father sent me to pick up nails, but there's no one at the fort.
Aye, sorry, lass. Martin had to go to the castle to talk to Sir Radzig. He's to forge a sword for his lordship.
Oh, I see. And has he made the nails for Pa?
I'm afraid he hasn't had time on account of that sword. But if you come tomorrow, he'll surely have them for you. I'll remind him this evening.
All right, I'll stop by tomorrow.
Do that, dear. Oh, and by the way, the girls were looking for you.
Which girls?
Bianca and Johanka. You should stop by and see them before you go home. You girls must be plotting something.
What was it about?
They didn't say, but it seemed important. Which probably means boys, I suppose, hey?
There's no harm in that, is there, good wife? You were young yourself once and went dancing with boys.
Oh, so I'm an old woman now, am I?
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm only teasing you, girl. Dancing is just what you young ones should be doing. Make the most of it while you can. Before you know it, your pa will find you a husband, and you'll have a pack of children to take care of.
Let's hope it's not too soon. Thanks for letting me know. I'll stop by tomorrow for those nails then.
Not at all. Oh, and another thing, Teresa. Have you seen Henry around anywhere? If he helped his father out more at the forge, there'd be no shortage of nails.
I haven't seen him at all.
No doubt he's at that swordplay with that so-called combat master again. If he could wield a hammer half as good as a wooden sword, there'd be no shortage of nails.
God save, Teresa. God save. What can I do for you?
What's new with you, Antonia?
My husband keeps complaining about a cough and a running nose. With all the moaning he does, you'd think you ought to call the gravedigger. And then, in the evening, he ups and off to the tavern. Men. They get a tickle in the throat and they think they're dying. But put a tankard of ale in front of them, all of a sudden, they're right as rain.
What will it be today? I'll think of it more than you.
God be with you.
Come again anytime.
I'm stocking up.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
Let's have a word about the price.
Why not?
Here you are, with a little top-up.
My word. Thank you kindly.
Let's have a word about the price.
Why not?
What do you say to this?
That sounds pretty interesting. A little less and I'll be satisfied. See now? I knew we'd come to an agreement. What are you at?
God bless you.
God's blessings.
Any news, Maruna?
Well, there's a peculiar fellow standing by the potters on the outskirts, selling strange trinkets, relics and the like. And he's got a peculiar talk to go with it.
Peculiar in what way?
Well,
I went to see what he was selling and greeted him politely, and he started on about how I'm a pretty girl and what have you.
What's so strange about that? Fellas are always talking to girls that way if they don't wear a wife's scarf.
Ah, but that's not all. He started on about how we're different from one another, men and women like, and in a vulgar way too.
So, what did he say was the difference between men and women?
He said a woman's body is the opposite of a man's, that they've got their, you know, outside, and ours is inside. And that it's because men have more heat inside their bodies, and that pushes their things out, but we're colder, and so we've got it inside. Do you think it's true, what he says?
It sounds like a lot of nonsense to me. Maybe he was just trying to seduce you.
Oh, with talk like that?
Well, you know what asses men can be.
Then he's an even bigger madman than I took him for.
I'd rather not say anything on the subject. Take care of yourself, Maruna.
Good health to you, Teresa.
What can I do for you? Greetings.
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Sure, why not?
Forever amen.
All right, so.
Have you picked what you want?
This time, what will it be?
I need a few things.
That's the lot.
Thanks. Here's your chance.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Why not?
Since it's you...
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal.
I'll go for that.
How may I be of service? Off to work.
I'm just thinking of it.
Greetings.
How are things with you, Pickman?
Pickman? I thought only the fellas at the mine called me that.
Oh, sorry. Samuel sometimes mentions you, and I suppose I got used to it. Does it bother you?
Ah, what's the difference? I'll never shake it anyway. Pickman the idiot who chopped off 2 of his toes with a pick.
That's awful. People are always getting hurt in the mines. How did it happen exactly?
Just not paying attention, I suppose. We were digging a tunnel and I simply hit my foot with a pickaxe. It went through my boot like a hot knife through butter.
That must have hurt awfully.
It hurt like hell. And now I have to stuff the tip of my boot with straw or I can't walk straight.
I'd better be going. There's lots of work to be done. Be careful now, all right?
Yeah.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
Let's talk about the price.
Naturally.
Is this enough?
Close. Drop the price a bit more and we'll shake on it. Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
I'm not so sure about the vegetables, though.
Well, my carrots and radishes.
What? Well, I never. Greetings.
How come you're not at the mine, Tonda?
I did my backing, and then my sent me home. But I'd rather be back in me winch. Grab a good hold of it, and keep it turning so fast it'd make your head spin. It ain't for nothing they call me Tonda the Winch.
Easy now, Tonda. If you're not careful, that winch will be the death of you.
May the Lord watch over you, Tess.
Bianca, how come you're up so bright and early?
Papa has me running around from dawn till dusk. You know how it is.
Indeed I do.
I'm glad you're here, Tess. You've got to help me with something. But first, can you go and see Henry for me? He's at the sheepfold by the stockade, as usual.
Oh? Playing around with wooden swords again?
Aye. He's getting ready for the life of a mighty warrior.
Well, at least we know he'll be able to protect you from outlaws with wooden swords.
Oh well, boys and their games. Listen, would you bring him a beer from me?
But why don't you bring it yourself?
If Pa saw me running after Henry, he'd tan my hide. But I can't leave him dry in this heat.
All right, I'll bring the beer to him.
Thanks. And don't forget to tell him it's from me.
Everyone knows all the beer in Skalitz is from you and your pa.
You know what I mean. And listen, Tess. Once you've given him the beer, come back to me again. Meanwhile, I'll make an excuse to Pa. I need you to go somewhere with me. But I'll tell you all about it after. Run along before the beer gets warm.
God be with you, Henry. Mind you don't get hurt.
Good day, Teresa.
I brought you a beer. I'd say you'd need it after a hard battle.
Ah, great. It's as hot as Pa's Forge out here today. That's very sweet of you to get me a beer.
Actually, Bianca sent it. Her pa doesn't want her to come here.
Ah, I see. I'll make it up to her this evening.
I don't want to know how. How come you're training on your own today? You're usually here with that vagabond. What's his name?
Vanyek. And he's not a vagabond. He's a wayfaring combat master.
Well, it looks like he's off wayfaring somewhere else today.
Yeah, more likely sleeping off last night's boozing. Actually, since I've no opponent today, wouldn't you like to have a go? I mean, a bit of swordplay. I could teach you.
Me? Swordplay?
Sure. Why not?
All right then. I accept your challenge, young sir, but I must warn you, I can swat a mouse with a broom with my eyes closed.
Yeah, I knew you had the heart of a warrior. Let's go then. Come on then. Show me what you're made of. Whoever is the first to hit the other 10 times is the victor.
What if I hurt you, though?
Ah, don't worry. I can handle it.
Don't go easy on me, Hal.
Ah, very good.
Henry, really? Now that is hardly chivalrous behavior. Now, I shall have to fight for my honor. Take that, you scoundrel! Are you all right?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you mad at me?
No, of course not. It's my own stupid fault.
Well, that'll teach you to go around slapping decent, God-fearing girls on the backside. Let me have a look at it.
No, it's only a scratch and a couple of splinters. And I didn't mean to, you know.
Show me that.
Ah, really, it's nothing.
You know how it is, Hal. He who lives by the sword
Dies by the splinter, eh?
There now. By the way, you owe Bianca for that beer.
Well, it'll be tidy for a little while at least. My humble greetings. How may I help you?
What else was it you wanted from me?
You brought that beer to Henry, then?
I did.
Uh-huh. And what did he say?
He had no one to train with, so we had a bit of swordplay together.
You playing with swords?
Yes, and as it happens, I did quite well. Actually, a bit too well. I hit Henry on the hand and wounded him.
Really, Tess? I never knew you were such a warrior girl. He had it coming, the donkey. Maybe it'll dampen his enthusiasm for adventure. All right, but now I can tell you what I wanted. Fancy a walk in the woods?
Right now? You want to court me in the shade of the pines?
No. I need to pick herbs for distilling schnapps. Henry's favorite.
Henry's favorite? I see.
Yes. I'd like to give it to him tomorrow.
I might have known it'd be about Henry again.
Well, you know how it is, Tess. Don't worry. You'll find a fella one day.
That's easy to say when you work in a tavern where there are fellas swarming around you all day. All I see at the mill are sacks of flour.
What about Zbyszek?
Zbyszek? I'd rather settle for a sack of flour.
I suppose. Your pa would never let Zbyszek have you anyway. Not long ago, when he had a few too many, I heard him say how he was going to get you the richest husband for miles around.
Oh, Pa. I hope that was just the beer talking.
Good day, Teresa.
What herbs do you need?
I've got almost everything, except belladonna. I know a clearing where the best plants grow.
Belladonna? But that's deadly poison.
It is, if you don't know what you're doing. But don't worry, I haven't poisoned anyone yet.
Why don't you go and pick it yourself?
Pa won't let me go on my own. They say a wolf was seen in the woods recently.
A wolf? Hereabouts?
So they say. But it was old Blaha who claimed to see it, and he's never sober. Still, I wouldn't want to go there alone.
Couldn't your brother go with you?
Adam? He'd shit himself if he saw a wolf. And besides, someone has to take care of the tavern. But he could lend us his bow. Good thinking, Tess.
Thanks? So, you're going to borrow a bow from Adam, and then you want me to go with you to pick belladonna in the woods?
Actually, it's not entirely that simple. Adam won't lend me his bow. The last time he did, I broke the string. You'll have to get it from him. Anyway, I don't know how to shoot. But Stibor taught you, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
It doesn't matter. If the wolf sees a bow, he won't come near us. So will you go and ask Adam? You know he's always liked you. Just give him a wink and the bow is yours.
You might be able to do that with Henry, but me, well...
Come now. You're as pretty as any lass in the province. And once you've got the bow, meet me on the bridge by the lake, alright?
Alright, I'll help you. But next time I want something from you, I don't want to hear any excuses about how you have to see Henry.
Deal. You're an angel, Tess.